Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Peru here. Today we're going to talk about the number one vitamin that controls your mental health. Thinking is a good thing, right? It's a very positive aspect of our lives, but overthinking, especially when it drags on for too long, can be a problem, especially when you're trying to go to bed at night. It can prevent you from sleeping when your thoughts dominate your mind and you can't seem to turn them off. When you're stuck trying to solve the world's problems in your head, it can lead to stress, which triggers cortisol production. Thinking about stress can activate your physical hormones, putting your body into a state of stress. So the question is, are the hormones causing this, or is it your mind that is activating them? I believe both can influence each other. A lot of times people get stuck in a loop of thinking. They become overly focused on a particular problem or thought they can't seem to move past. This leads them to consider different scenarios, ways of solving the issue, and sometimes create stress that doesn't even exist. This is the very definition of a problem, an unresolved issue. This kind of thinking often results in what's known as paralysis by analysis. The reason I'm bringing this up is because it aligns with what we commonly experience with anxiety, worry, and nervousness. There's also a strong connection between nutritional imbalances and mental health. A major deficiency in a specific nutrient can lead to obsessive thinking and make it harder to get out of your head. Unfortunately, many people address this imbalance by turning to medications such as SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. These drugs block the reabsorption of serotonin, essentially keeping more serotonin in your system so it doesn't get reabsorbed. However, these medications come with a long list of side effects and can even lead to a reduction in serotonin receptor activity. When this happens, serotonin levels can drop from being deficient to extremely low. One of the significant symptoms of low serotonin is obsessive thinking, constantly trying to solve problems with no relief and no ability to unfix your mind. On top of that, SSRIs can affect other neurotransmitters like dopamine. One of the most troubling side effects is what's called SSRI zombie syndrome. This occurs when people feel numb to the world, unable to connect with their emotions, and feel emotionally flat. So what's the solution to this imbalance? Well, it all begins with understanding the role of the right nutrients in supporting your mental health and addressing deficiencies before resorting to medications that come with heavy side effects. If you've been on medication like SSRIs and are experiencing a loss of pleasure, well, it's a known side effect of this medication, but I do have a solution to talk about. If you're considering this medication, be very aware of the severe side effects that come with it, including this particular symptom, a significant deficiency of serotonin and dopamine. So, what does Big Pharma do? They've created various medications that manipulate neurotransmitters in different ways. But the question is, what decreases serotonin? Several things contribute to lower serotonin levels: drugs, chronic stress, junk food, and lack of sunlight. Lack of sunlight in particular can also lower dopamine levels. One of the biggest factors in depleting dopamine, however, is a vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D, which primarily comes from sun exposure, plays a key role in serotonin function. This is why many people feel down or even experience the blues during the winter months when sunlight is limited. Now you understand why. If you're deficient in vitamin D, your mental health will be directly affected, potentially leading to anxiety and even depression. In fact, there's an interesting study that shows vitamin D can have the same effects as medication for depression, but without the side effects. So, if you're experiencing these symptoms, it might not just be a chemical imbalance. It could be a vitamin D deficiency. But there's more to the story. Your gut health plays a significant role too. When you take an antibiotic and suddenly feel depressed, now you know why. Certain microbes in your gut play a crucial role in serotonin production. These microbes are extremely sensitive to broad-spectrum antibiotics, which can kill them off, sometimes permanently. This leaves people stuck in a state of stress without realizing the connection. they often turn to medication, which only makes things worse. So, how do you relieve anxiety and calm your mind naturally? There are two things I highly recommend. One, vitamin D. You need to get on vitamin D immediately. I'm not talking about small doses. You should aim for at least 10,000 IU or more of vitamin D3 every single day. 2. Gut health. You need to ensure that you have the right microbiome, especially the microbes that are involved in serotonin production. There's one microbe in particular that's extremely important for this, and it's nearly non-existent in 96% of the population, often due to previous antibiotic use. This microbe is called E. reuteri. However, before you take E. reuteri, I suggest not taking it in a typical probiotic form. Instead, take it from a supplement and create your own probiotic. This way, you'll get the concentrations needed to truly fix this problem. This specific microbe not only helps with anxiety, but also boosts oxytocin, which can reduce cortisol levels. This is the antidote to the flat feeling caused by SSRI use. By introducing this microbe into your system, you can reestablish your ability to feel pleasure. One effective way to consume it is through yogurt. By focusing on vitamin D and restoring the right balance of gut microbes, you can address anxiety, boost serotonin, and bring back those emotions and pleasures that may have been lost.